I'm doing it for my daughter.
Chris, what were you saying, Lynch?
Oh, I was going to say we have our first super chat via Rumble, and it is from Brian the Gooner with 20 bucks. Sam, check out the legless lamb on Instagram. He looks like a fat version of you. You should get him. You should get him on as a freeloader for season 2.
Brian the Gooner. He's a goon.
And I pre-checked the Instagram to see if that was true.
The legless lamb.
The legless lamb.
Let's see if it's true.
Not many. It's mostly food pictures.
That's concerning.
Well, he's a culinary. He's a cuisine guy. Yeah.
Seeing all that
Send me a
food just
DM
makes
of
me
his
hungry.
actual picture.
No, don't do that. We don't need to see.
Don't send
It's
me
a
that.
fat cuisine guy, which I don't ever want to see.
Can't lie, seeing that food made me kind of hungry.
I don't listen. I don't mind fat people, but if it's a fat guy that's like a gourmet chef, that makes me sick.
That's how you know the food's good.
I don't want to. I don't want to see that. No, it's so decadent and like disgusting.
They're not making Caesar salads.
There's one guy who's got like tattoos.
Matty Matheson.
Yeah, man. Matty Matheson.
He's like the quintessential fat food guy. We got Hellraiser with 20 bucks. Hi Sam, I'm a programmer. I'm 25.
This guy's swag makes me sick.
I'm Carla Lally Music,
Wait, did you say he's the
cookbook
fat food
author
guy?
and hardcore
Yes.
Cypress Grove
I thought that was
Humboldt
Gordon
Fog
Ramsay.
fan. I have been eating Cypress Grove Humboldt Fog for.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Matty Matheson, and I'm
this
cooking
fucking
something
guy.
today.
We're gonna walk health conscious now and like lemon. We got you.
Like
This
Gordo.
guy's disgusting, bro.
Yeah,
And you
I'm not
got
a fan.
bread pudding and French toast.
There was a
There's many
podcast he did with Joe Rogan, and he described when he was like addicted to drugs and alcohol.
Who, this guy?
Yeah.
Also, these tattoos are
Silly Billy.
Yeah, those are. He was doing a podcast, and he was describing a story of when he was doing drugs and alcohol, and he would get a heart attack type pain, and he would ignore it, and he would do jumping jacks like home remedy to like get rid of the clearly heart attack that was about to happen.
yeah.
And then eventually he did have a heart attack, but it was insane hearing him describe that home remedy heart attack prevention.
That and I heard hanging yourself upside down can help that.
Okay.
So I just
I
don't
would get an
understand why you're
Uber
not
to the
stretching
hospital
and
if
doing
I
maintenance.
felt anything.
Michelle!
We have Hellraiser with 20 bucks. Hi Sam, I'm 25 and a programmer analyst. Want to start my own business. I have a unique skill set. I'm willing to work hard. Struggle to identify what people are willing to pay for. Any suggestions on how to find what people need?
I don't know. If you're 25, it might be worth the time trying to find somebody that does something similar to you, to bother them with questions and see if you can make yourself useful to someone that's older and established, or a company if you do software stuff, working at a company and seeing how they do it at a corporate 9-to-5 type gig. That was one thing that helped me a lot. Was I worked at a sports marketing place that did signage for sports stadiums, and seeing how a corporate like professional graphics place managed their every sort of element of their business. That was a very useful thing.
It's true. We got Charmful with 20 bucks. Sam, Wise the Strong. What are your thoughts on David Foster Wallace? Did you finish Infinite Jest? How far did you get if you didn't finish it?
I finished the first chapter, and I don't think I can't imagine that I would like his writing. I don't like sensitive type dudes.
He offed himself, right?
He did, yeah, and I don't mean to. I would never speak ill of the dead, and I don't think that it's you should talk down on people who themselves. But I don't think that I could find anything in common with someone that killed themselves.
Yeah.
And I know is he a sensitive dude? Sensitive dudes. Like this, I don't know anything about David Foster Wallace. I'm sure he's a cool guy and his writing's good or whatever, but this, like, when dudes are sensitive, it's just like fast. You just can't. Like, anybody, if I ever see a guy like this, where's the fucking picture, bitch?
It's false advertising. Open the picture.
Like, if I ever see a guy like this, Chris, you know,
I can't even make a scowl like that.
my entire is ethos the word? Characteristic, spirit, so it's of a culture. I mean, my entire, what's the version of ethos you could apply to a person? My whole steez is about being resolute and suffering through to get the right thing made or accomplished. And when I've encountered guys like this who are like, even the slightest bit of commentary about your feelings. I think Shane Gillis says this. If you talk about your feelings as a man, you're
Dilly Billy.
That sounds like something you would say.
It's 100% true. If you're, listen, this fucking, I'm sure this guy's talked about his feelings.
Big Dog partnered up with We Transfer.
Hold on, Chris.
That's what we did. I developed 12 new
I just never got along with my dad. I just got an email. I just emailed my dad. I wrote back to him. I wrote, do you want to reconnect? And he wrote me back a fucking Reddit post. A melodramatic, like the most unbelievable Reddit post you've ever read. I'll let you read this because it's funny. It's chilling. And this, like, it's actually unbelievable. And like, men who would take something like this and get upset about it for 1 second, don't look through my camera roll, but read that. It's unbelievable. That's from my fucking dad. My email to him was, want to reconnect. Don't read it out loud, just read it yourself so you know. Because it's chilling. It's chilling in because it's because of how melodramatic and like callous and weird it is. But I got that, and I just fucking went back to work.
The overuse of quotes also is really
The use of fucking italics?
yeah.
Did you get to that part yet?
Yeah. Yeah, this is
What do you think of that shit?
that's it's cold in a way that's like it's like thought out cold. I guess that's how I would describe it. Or
Can you imagine writing something like that to your child?
No, never.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Unless for whatever crazy reason my child is some extremely abhorrent.
It's because I owe him $6,000.
It's not. That's like money for most, middle class or whatever families. That's like helping out money. That's like I'll help you. That's something that would be dissolved, I think, between a family. A
No
majority
shit.
of families.
So the day that I got that is the day that I came back in and did 12 rounds on the heavy bag, which is, as a man, what you are as a man. And there's a guy, we're getting into it here. There's this guy, David Deida, real name David Greenblatt. And what he does is he's got a bunch of David Greenberg. And what he has in his books, and I wouldn't read all his books, and I damn sure wouldn't take everything that he has to say as gospel, but what he does in Way of the Superior Man is he takes a bunch of red pill, masculist stuff and couches it in an Eastern sort of woo-woo framework so that it's palatable to regular people. So it's like it's not like you got to be a Chad. It's like you have to ride out the wave, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And what he talks about, the most striking thing in this book that I read was he's talking about the nature of men, women, and just existence. And what a man is, essentially, like spiritually, holistically, a man is a ship that is out to sea. The sea is the chaos, the sea is the world. This is why women shit test you, is because women are like the ocean. Their job is to give you these shit tests to make sure that you are aloof, that you are sealed off enough that these shit tests, so that the dangerous, scary, chaotic, uncertain world around you won't faze you. That's why women shit test, essentially, to check and make sure that your ship, that your manhood is steadfast, that you keep charging on. So my whole thing is just to, no matter how bad the bad news is, or no matter how good the good news is, that's the other thing, is getting up high is also very dangerous. So I really try not to, in these moments where we're like wrapping Fish Tank Season 1 or whatever, or wrapping the shoot for World Peace 2. I try to enjoy it for, an hour and a half or whatever. But it's kind of akin to resting on your laurels. It's like a cousin to that. But if you get too high up, you're gonna get, in my experience, you're gonna get knocked down pretty bad. And that's when, like in high school in my early 20s, when I was feeling the most sort of high up, that's when the worst shit happened, because I wasn't paying attention to, I was the most vulnerable to external stuff going wrong. So when I see, I've never read David Foster Wallace, okay? But did he kill himself? Did he kill himself because he was such a sensitive, poetic, feeling man that he couldn't take the pain and hypocrisy and difficulty of living anymore? If that's the case, I don't want to read his shit.
Yeah. Because
I'm fucking here. I have people that rely upon me, and I'm not into listening to somebody complain. I'm probably wrong about his. I know nothing about his literature. I'm sorry if you're a David Foster Wallace fan. This guy right here, this guy's probably, what's he crying because his dad died?
He's at a soccer game.
Or is he crying because he just saw something? Yeah, he's at a soccer game.
Soccer.
So who knows?
Honestly, it looks more like he just smelled something pretty nasty. Like his buddy's in the car, closed windows, and just ripped some ass. That's what it looks more like. I just look at that face and I get that kind of, I can't eat now kind of face.
Dry heaving.
Yep.
Okay.
We got Doofus Dan with $20. Met a girl on Hinge, got her number, and she immediately starts talking about how her ex abused her. It's so over. Red flag much?
And by the way, guys, these sensitive men are dangerous. That's also the case. Did you know that?
Yeah, I can't remember an instance of that, but
these little fuckers will, first of all, beta male vibes. You ever catch that off anybody?
Like they can't get pussy, so they're
the way they get pussy is by like texting 1,000 times.
Pesterer type.
Pestering, of thing? Guilt. They make women feel they basically guilt women into sex.
Feminize like themselves to try to get closer.
Beta, like men like this, like sensitive beta males. The way they get pussy is they get pussy in like a feminine a feminine way. It's really fucked up.
It's depressing to see.
I've seen instances of that many times.
These are the guys that they'll fold, they'll turn on you, they'll gossip about you, they'll talk shit about you behind your back. One of the craziest things is whenever this doesn't really happen so much anymore. But back in the day, I remember giving people gigs, like here's an editing gig or whatever, and then you'd see some like 4chan post. Someone would send you a 4chan post that's like some guy talking. It's like, I have insider access to the core workings of MDE. I know Sam and Nick and Charles personally, and I have a lot of information about what it's like to work with them. And like sometimes we can pick up and tell like who it is.
Yeah.
And it's like someone that like Charles, someone that Charles doesn't even know, someone that Nick talked to once, and someone that I paid like $250 to do some fucking like thing.
Yeah.
But these beta males, get them out of your circle, man. They're dangerous. These are dangerous people. They'll fold on you. They'll gossip. They got severe beta male energy, and the way that they maneuver through life is in a feminine way that it's gonna fuck up your shit somehow. And if this is you, fix it. Fix your T levels. Start lifting. Do what you got to do. Read That Way of the Superior Man. Read A Fire in the Belly. It's another masculist book that you should read. Fire in the Belly. But fix your shit if this is you. Stop with this kitty cat. I'm kitty cat man. It's me, kitty cat man. If it was anarchy, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
If it was anarchy, and it was like I had to actually be on the lookout for stuff, and like we had to like protect our shit.
Yeah.
If I saw kitty cat man out walking around out there, I'd go mo mo mo.
Yeah.
And like take his mo off to let other kitty cat men know that that's not welcome around here.
Yeah. It's like
these guys will throw a wrench in your shit. They'll fuck you.
They get in your business.
They'll fuck you up. They'll fuck you.
Yeah. They do get in your business.
The type of guy to slash your tires because you're going from a douchebag.
Yeah.
That is something that you got to worry about with sensitive men too. Is they'll get pissed on the drop of a dime and do some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, they do also, not to harp on it too much, but men who have the emotional sort of the ability to keep control of their emotions like a woman does. I just fired somebody today, and I sent him $1,500. I fired somebody for doing something that resulted in, it was like a zero positive result for us. It got us nothing. And I sent him $1,500 so that he didn't feel bad about the situation.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to his feelings for 20 minutes. He's talking about how he feels like that's really not a fair number, and he wanted $5,000. I was like, dude, there's no fucking way. Like, you did $0 worth of work. I'm not sending you $5,000. I'll send you another $1,500 if we can end this phone call and make it cool and smooth it over. I'll send you another $1,500. And he was like, well, I got to be honest with you. Then it will be hard feelings.
And that's generous.
I was just like, I'm extremely generous, man.
Yeah.
I give money to people often. I'm not going to say who or the specifics of it, but like this kid, I was ready to give him $3,000 just to smooth things over and make him not feel burned by us. And he's like, well, then I have to be honest, it would be hard feelings. I was just like, fuck you, and hung up on him.
And especially for client work like that, giving like a severance like that for a single client work job is I've never even heard of that. That's generous. So.
That's the charity levels are generous.
Get control over your emotions. The men acting like women. You got to stop. You got to get your T levels checked. Read some fucking books. Lift some weights. Do something, man. Yeah. Stop eating. Start wearing Sandy pads. Anyway, let's move on from this topic.